Hello, a very good evening, and a warm welcome once again to each and everyone present on this stage right at this moment, and all the viewers who will be joining us on the virtual platform of Neelam Saxena's beautiful page, where you will see the International Poetry Session number 13, a confluence of lyrical poetry from across the globe. So get a taste of this wonderful mocktail of beautiful lyrics which will flow in a while on this platform. Let me begin by introducing our esteemed guests who have joined us from all across the globe. So I'm going to break the good tradition of saying ladies first. No, ladies. We have only one gentleman amongst us, and it's going to be gentlemen first. And with a very warm greeting from the Kingdom of Bahrain and representing my home country, India, I would like to welcome Seb Dubonsky, a French bilingual novelist, poet, academic. He's published and translated in various countries. He currently lives and teaches in Denmark, and it is such a pleasure to see somebody from a country that I love so much when I visited it back in 2008. Welcome, Seb. You're welcome to Neelam Saxena's page.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Welcome. Let me move ahead and introduce to you our very next guest who's joining us from Mauritius. Anoucheka Gangabissoon is a primary school educator in Mauritius. She writes short stories, poetry, and novellas as a hobby. She started writing in 2011, and today her writings are distinguished at both national and international level. Anoucheka, it's such a pleasure to see you and share stage with you. A very warm
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to share my poetry with you. Thank you for giving me this platform.
You're welcome. Let us now move to the land, my homeland, India. And I will travel first to the land of Punjab, Jalandhar, and I will introduce my very, very beautiful, lovely friend, Seema Jain. Seema Jain is a bilingual poet, short story writer, translator, and editor who has been associate professor and head of the Department of English at KMV Jalandhar. She has published 5 books of English and Hindi poems. She has done translation of poems, edited 2 books, and has contributed to more than 60 anthologies. Her poems and short stories have been widely published, translated, and anthologized. I beg your pardon, anthologized and recited. She is the recipient of awards from Purvotter Hindi Sahitya Academy, Punjab Kala Sahitya Academy, and the Master of Creative Impulse Award from the Philosophic Poetica. Welcome, Seema. It's a pleasure to share stage with you.
Thank you, Nivedita. It's a pleasure and honor to be with all of you here.
And now I move to one of the most wonderful persons I have met in the last 2 years, whose source of inspiration, with a lovely smile, my lovely friend Neelam Saxena, the lady on her own page. She's helping us with the technical. She's the event facilitator for today. So Neelam Saxena, a 1992 batch IRSCE officer, has written 4 novels, 1 novella, 5 short story collections, 35 poetry collections, besides 14 children's books. She is a record holder with the Limca Book of Records for having highest number of publications in the year 2015. She was listed in the Forbes list as one of the most popular 78 authors in the country in 2014. Neelam, welcome to your own page.
Thank you, dear. Because I get annoyed when you say it's my page because it is
Our
your
page.
page as well.
Apologies.
So let me now introduce Nivedita Roy, whom we often call as Naughty Nivi. So Naughty Nivi is a teacher by profession, bilingual poetess, recipient of Independence Day Literary Honors 2021 awards by Motivational Strips, author of 2 solo books and has co-authored 8 poetry books. Her poems are published in many newspapers and sites in India and Bahrain. She is the moderator for the Bahrain Office of Motivational Scripts and one of the admins for Neelam Saxena's page. So welcome, Nivi.
Welcome.
So sweet. Thank you so much. And I really enjoy the very positive vibes and the energy on this platform today. So, with this positivity, let's move ahead with the first round of poetry. And as I said, I would like to give the due respect and honor to the gentleman present here amongst us. So, Seb, I
Thank you.
welcome you to
Thank you
initiate
very
the
much.
first round. And please recite your poems. And as Seb had informed us that he writes very short poems, so he would be taking the liberty. He's really taking advantage of being the only gentleman on this platform. He'll be reciting 2 poems, a short
Very
poem.
typical, isn't it?
Called for. Welcome, Seb. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much. So this poem is called The Small Bird in My Hands. The small bird in my hands chirps with fear, although I am saving it. The small bird in my hands, aware of my immense strength as I let it fly away and join its friends. My poems remember its tiny heartbeat, stronger than my hands. Second poem. Young poet, write young words. Young poet, write young words. Old poet, write young words. No need to use old words. Old words are like mid teeth, falling from the mouth of language when the mouth wants more to bite. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful poem, Seb.
Short and beautiful, to the
Short
point
and
poems.
beautiful,
I
yes.
really love them.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
I
much.
also love them.
Yeah, very
Really
crisp.
beautiful.
Yes. And because of the length of the poem, you're so focused on every word that is just about to be recited.
Exactly.
Thank you, Seb.
The words
Really
were really young, I should say.
Mhm.
What can I say? I'm blushing. You can't see me, but I'm blushing. Thank you very much.
All
I'm-
right. So
I'm
we'll give
blushing
you
like a lady.
so we'll give you some time to settle down. And I would like to now invite and welcome Seema Jain to recite her first poem. Welcome, Seema.
Thank you, Nivedita. Thank you. So my poem, it is titled Mystery. And here it is. From birth to death, each step of life is shrouded in mystery. Like a long winding road on a winter morning misty. But as we advance along the road, farther and farther, step by step, the path becomes visible and sufficiently clearer. Like travelers on a misty moon, we go forth walking through life with so many riddles baffling us at every step of this mystery ride. The small child wonders, who painted the sky or the ocean blue? Why don't the fish fly or the birds swim? Or wherefore come drops of dew? Wherefrom come drops of dew? Who plants seeds under the soil that sprout and grow into huge trees? Who tells the sun when to rise or set, and what makes the raindrops freeze? Growing up clears some of these mysteries, only to bring some more. Who controls birth and death, and whither goes the soul? Why do some people roll in luxuries, and some struggle to make ends meet? Why did we create such weird systems that humans hate, loot, and cheat? Why do we have wars, conflicts, enmities between peoples and countries? Why can't we live in love, peace, goodwill, and harmony? Does happiness lie in riches, power, and pelf? Or is it to be found in simple things, in exploration of the self? This whole life is a journey from one mystery to another that keep unfolding in umpteen ways till to final sleep we surrender. Till to final sleep, we surrender. This was my poem, Mystery. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Very beautiful words.
Just
Very
as
well expressed.
Prasanna said, it's a soothing recitation. It indeed is.
Oh,
And it is as wonderful. Your poems have always been beautiful. So
thank you,
it
Neelam.
was
Wonderful,
Thank you
another
so much.
wonderful.
beautiful poem from you.
Thank you so much. I'm
Beautiful
really
words.
humbled.
Yeah. It was a very beautiful way that you solved the mystery of life.
I
Very
think
beautiful.
no one can solve the mystery. It can be an attempt to unravel it or
Attempt,
to try to understand it. Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, with a lot of welcome and heartwarming words, I would like to welcome the lady from Mauritius, Anoucheka Gangabissoon. I invite you to recite your poem.
So,
Uh,
yes,
yes, dear, go ahead.
my poem is called I Can Be. So, it has been published on Inkview and on Poetry Soup. So, I can be. I can be a butterfly, or a bird, or even a flower, if I so wish to be. For none can choose their paths other than they who walk in their own shoes, blistering their feet as they go, and even enduring the harshness of worn out souls. I can be a doll, or even a queen. Why, I can be a sinner, or even a moralist. Yes, I can be whatever I wish, since the rules of this world have been carved out by those who are like me, made of flesh and blood and having upon their gaze limited vision. Yes, captain of my own ship, I can choose to be happy and mighty and glorious and even powerful, confident that I can conquer life rather than letting it conquer me. That's it.
Very
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Very
Wonderful.
nice, very
Um,
nice. Just as Prasanna is
Imagination.
saying, profound.
Very
Yes.
profound,
Very, very
Anoushka.
nice. Very
It's
nice.
very
Very,
sweet and
very.
very profound.
Thank you.
If you can just repeat the last line also, Anushika, because that was the most important part of your poetry, the
Yes.
last line.
Um, yes, captain of my own ship, I can choose to be happy and mighty and glorious and even powerful, confident that I can conquer life rather than letting it conquer
Yes.
me.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah,
Very,
we
very
have to
lovely.
vanquish in life.
Really enjoyed it, Anushka.
Very
Thank you.
beautiful, Anushika. All right, so it's time now for our dear Neelam to talk about a final separation. Neelam, a very warm welcome on the stage. Kindly recite your poem, dear.
Thank you, Nivi. So in India, Radha and Krishna are very well known, and they fell in love while they were still very young. However, Krishna and Radha both got married to different persons. There's a story which goes on and says that they did meet before Radha left this world. So the poem is about that, and it has been published in Krishnashtaka anthology. Radha never felt the pain of separation from her beloved for years. But as the time to depart from the earth was approaching, the longingness grew. He reached the gates of Krishna's palace at Dwarka with butterflies fluttering in her stomach. However, the divine heart of Krishna knew about her arrival and they saw each other after years. Their glances met. There were no questions by either of them, just the pure bliss of togetherness. Radha began to work as a maid in the palace, and she would get to see him off and on. This did please her initially, but as time passed, she realized that staying away from him was more peaceful. After all, she didn't have to go through the pains of seeing him in his new role. One fine day, without anyone knowing about her exit, she simply vanished. She ran and ran on the path that showed up till she was panting for breath and lay unconscious on the ground, grieved and hurt, before she lay comatose thus. Her only wish was to have Krishna by her side as she died. The divine sight of Krishna saw her grieving thus, and he immediately appeared, gave her a few moments of life with his divine touch. He asked Radha, "Tell me, what do you want, dear one, in these moments?" She hesitatingly said, "I want to hear you playing the flute once again."
Oh,
His fingers weaved such a melodious music that even the birds came to watch them. The flowers began to bloom, and the clouds moved around adoringly. Radha was soon gone, with contentment in her heart and happiness in her mind. Krishna broke the flute into pieces. He knew that he would never play it again.
oh.
He knew that he would never play it again. So this was my poem,
Wow.
The Final.
So touching, Neelam. So touching this poem is, and so
Pain of
beautifully
love.
written and
Beautiful.
beautifully
Beautiful.
recited.
Yeah,
Really heart
Thank you.
touching.
Thank you
very
so
nice.
much.
Especially the last lines. Could you
Last
please
one,
read
yeah,
them again?
speechless. Hmm.
Yeah. Could you please recite them again?
The last lines,
Last,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Radha was soon gone, with contentment in her heart and happiness in her mind. Krishna broke the flute into pieces. He knew that he would never again play it. He knew that he would never again play it.
This line speaks so much.
So much.
It really speaks so much. There is so much within the lines to be read, to be felt.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely beautiful.
Very
And
beautiful.
now, may I have the pleasure of inviting our moderator for the day, Nivi, to recite her first poem. And it is a poem which, let me not say about it. Let Nivi say, because, it is a very nice topic that she has chosen.
Thank you, Neelam. So, this also has been a part of an international anthology. So, I will be talking about Cleopatra, a very controversial figure in the English literature and the history of English literature. O Queen of Nile, self anointed goddess divine, you remain an enigma, unpopular though for your charisma. Mysteriously beautiful, or were you dutiful? Who could reveal what turmoil stirred within as you fought for the throne? Did you stifle a regretful moan? Plotting for power, scheming murder. Could it be no love lost? Or you lost love for Caesar and Antony? A woman with limited support and options. History whispers titles unbecoming on you. Infamous thou art as an enchanting seductress. Antithetical is the belief that you were a scholar indeed. The asp would have spared its vicious sting if the tides were favorable for you that spring. The chroniclers would have presented you in a different armor. Would you have lived up to the text of your name, Cleopatra, the glory of her father? Here ends my poem.
Very nice one.
Wonderful.
Very strange. Yeah, deep poem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So here we come to the end of the first round. And dear poets, I thought we would just take a very small, interesting break. And I would invite each one of you one by one. You could take the turn of your choice. I'm not going to be the strict teacher here. And say just a sentence or two about the place that you come from and what makes you so proud to belong to that place. Maybe you were just there for your job, or maybe it's been your home for some time. So just share something with the viewers and the co-participants. Just something about the place that you belong to. Gentleman, could we begin with you?
Well, I would say, I tend not to be proud of places. I live in places, and all the world is my
Wow.
place. So I would say that I live in a comfortable place, but also in a selfish place, rich place, and in the way by living in such a place, it makes me more aware of the suffering and the questions of other places, and maybe that's in a paradox what makes this place for me important. It makes me never forget that the good life of some people is paid by a heavy tribute from by the rest of the world. So
Very true.
this
That's very true.
is
Thank
perfect.
you, Seb.
Right.
That was very well put. Anoucheka, would you like to be next?
Yes, of course. So I come from the island of Mauritius, and I like three things about Mauritius. The first thing is the peace and the unity, the tolerance, the feelings of brotherhood that emanates from the people. You can see on one street churches, temples, mosques, everything, and there's no war or anything. People are so united. Second thing, I really like the harbor city of my country. It's Port Louis, where the ships, the big vessels come. It's a very busy city. It's like the heart of the island, and I really like that. And thirdly, I like being an island. You see, we are surrounded by the ocean. I'm not much of a swimmer, but I like to watch waves, dark, raging waves, sitting there and let them inspire me to write of poetry.
Thank you, Anoushika. Very beautiful.
Very well.
All right. Neelam, I
Okay.
invite you first and then I'll move to Seema. What would you like to
Yeah,
say?
sure.
See, I belong to India and I'm very proud to be an Indian. But my thoughts, they're wanderers. They keep wandering over different continents, seas, oceans, countries, just like any other poet. So I don't know where I really belong to. Yes, I belong to this world, and I imagine a world without borders where I hope that someday we won't be calling ourselves that I belong to this country or that country. And I really dream that we'll be able to say someday I belong to Earth.
A peaceful world.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Beautiful, Neelam. Very well
Beautiful.
said. Welcome, Seema. What would you like to share with us?
Well, yes, Nivedita, I have been living in Jalandhar for the last, say, 40 years now, almost 40 years. And I came here for my job, but gradually I fell in love with this place because the best thing I like about this place is the people here, the people of Punjab. They are so cooperative, so supportive, and so warm-hearted that they are always there whenever you need them. They are very, very good at heart, very enterprising, and open-minded. So that is what I love about it. And secondly, I also love the college where I have been teaching because it is
Mm-hmm.
a kind of heritage institution, 136 years old college, which had played a very great role in freedom struggle and very patriotic values and so on,
Mm-hmm.
and a symbol of women empowerment. So I really loved being there for the whole of my career. And just as Neelam said, I dream of a world without boundaries, without borders, where peace, love, and harmony prevails. That's my dream. I don't know whether it will come true any day or not, uh, but still, I dream and hope to see this world one day. Thank you.
So shake
So
hands.
beautiful.
Yes, we can shake hands.
Virtual
We are
shake
on the same
hand.
page.
Wow. How
Yeah, so
wonderful.
yeah. So Nivedita, now it's your turn. So
Okay.
we would like to hear you say something about
Yeah, I
the
will.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like Anoushika, even I live on an island. From the last 18 years, I've been a resident of the Kingdom of Bahrain. On the world map, it is just like a speck, a dot. But this country is now my home because I've spent so much time. But at the same time, like Neelam said, I'm a proud person who can say I have two homes. I'm a very, very proud Indian because when I sit here and share a platform with you, I am an Indian living in Bahrain and I am a bilingual poetess. I'm a teacher who teaches Arabic children, and they know that this teacher belongs to India. So it's a very beautiful feeling for me. Just a quick sentence about the country that I live in. Uh, Officially, this is an Islamic country, but here there are 3 to 4 temples. There's a Gurdwara. There are many churches. There are mosques. People are so hospitable, and I have never felt out of place here. I am just Nivedita, who lives here, who's a teacher, and the way the Arabic people say, I'm Hindi. You know, this is how they say. You Hindi teacher? So I'm Hindi.
Lovely.
So yes, it's I am a global citizen. So with those beautiful vibes and thoughts, ladies and the only gentlemen, let's move to the second round. And in the second round, I would like to invite Anoucheka first, and she's going to share her thoughts about if she were a tree.
Yeah, so it's a
Welcome.
very environment-centered poem. It's about the thoughts of a tree. So, if I were a tree, if I were a tree, I would pluck my fruits as soon as they would be ripe, and I would distribute them to those who roam the streets aimlessly, trying to find something to fill up the growling stomachs of their children. More, I would have cleansed my leaves and my branches so that they turn edible, and I would then allow humans to end the hunger virus that has struck some parts of the world. If I were a tree, I would scan the horizon to try to see who needs some relief in the guise of my shade, and I would uproot myself, walk over to them, and bring them some comfort, while they would head towards their destinations. And I would even accompany them with some of my stories, or even some of my songs, as they have been sung to me by their ancestors and are still stored in my memory. If I were a tree, I would reproduce as much as I would have been able to create the necessary conditions needed for rain to fall, so that humans and animals would never ever feel the sensation of dry throat and look all around them but would not see a single drop of water. If I were a tree, I would make myself more useful than I already am to humans, as maybe then they would let me live and would think 10 times before turning me into logs or paper to benefit only a few. So that was
Wow,
my poem.
So
Beautiful
wonderful.
it's
thought.
very
Very, very
beautiful.
nice.
So
Very
beautiful.
nice.
Thank you.
You
The
brought
poem
something
is so
very,
full
very.
of concern for the environment and for
Yeah,
humanity and for the have-nots and the lesser ones. I mean, it has
yeah.
multiple layers of meaning, and I really love the poem. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anoushika. And Seema, I would like to now
Yeah.
welcome you to recite your poem number two.
Okay. Thank you, Nivedita. And my second poem for today is uh, Bidding Adieu
Yes.
to 2021. We have just seen the end of 21, entered into the next year, the new year, 22. So it's about the last year that we had, bidding adieu to 2021. On the threshold of bidding adieu to the year passing by, a string of memories comes gushing that makes you pause and cry. The injured pigeon of hope struggles too hard to survive. As the usual rhythm of life, humankind yearns to revive. Oh, for that magical eraser that could wipe out from the collective memory ghastly spectacles of horrendous loss, death, and stark agony. dead bodies floating in the Ganga, and crematorium chimneys melting. To cremate their dead, people seen in long queues waiting. The schools, the parks, the marketplaces, and the busy roads all wore a deserted look and lost their bustling crowds. Children waking up in a weird world lost their fun and chatter. Grown-ups too longed for the joys of meeting, outings, and crackle. But those who lost their work or home or their dear loved ones will never see the world, alas, with the same eyes again. This year began with the hope of the vaccine as a silver lining. You remember that 2021, the vaccine came and we were full of hopes. But the retreating year, with renewed threat, throws up newer challenges. The coming year should bring with it some promise of a dawn and rays of hope for humankind that now is woebegone. Pray the coming year brings health and cheer in its secret unseen coffers, and peace and harmony in abundance to every human it offers. And peace and harmony to every human in abundance it offers. So that's, I think, the prayer in the hearts of all of us
Yes.
for this
Amen
new
to
year.
that.
Yeah, I'm into
Beautiful,
that.
Let's
touching and
yeah.
moving.
Thank you.
Let's all be
Very touching,
hopeful
yes.
Thank
It
you.
would make
that
it would make a
the
it would make a
year
beautiful
and the
song.
coming.
It would
Yes.
make a beautiful song, I
Thank you.
think.
Thank you.
Thank you, Seema, for that beautiful words of yours ending with hope. So
Thank you.
this time, I would like to invite Neelam now to recite her second poem, which is about Medusa's curse. Bring it on, Neelam. Let's see what you have for us.
Thank you, thank you. I somehow chose both the poems from from mythology.
Mhm.
So this is about Medusa's curse. The beautiful Medusa, eyed by gods and demons alike, didn't give a damn to anyone, lived life on her terms to their dislike. In the temple of Athena, the god of the sea was bowled over. Taking her in his treacherous arms, he happily impregnated her. So enraged was Athena. After all, she was destined to be a virgin. She cursed Medusa to death, as if she was the one to commit the sin. Medusa's hair was transformed into coils of slithering serpents. The Gorgon was metamorphosed into a monster. There was no one to listen to her laments. The world hasn't changed ever since. Even the Medusas now have to bear the wrath of being beautiful, appealing, or outspoken. The wolves so many times crossed their path. The wolves so many times crossed their path. So this was my poem, Medusa's Curse.
There's a
It's
hidden
it's
message there.
amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's very
it's really
very
amazing
modern. Unfortunately, it's
how
very
you
modern.
bring tales from mythology so much to life and with so much of deeper meanings.
Yes. Thank you, Neelam. That was
Really
a very
amazing.
beautiful, deep rooted. I am
Absolutely.
at a loss of words at the moment. So I will now invite Seb once again to recite two of his next short poems. They are titled The House is the Temple and a Glass of Wine.
Thank you
Cheers, my
very
mate. Welcome.
Thank you very, very much. I just want to say that these four poems I'm reading tonight are from my collection. The word for poetry is poetry, so you know where they
Ah,
come from. So, okay, this one is called This House is the Everyday Temple. This house is the everyday temple of many divinities. Tiny, 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 almost invisible, but glittering once in a while like specks of dust in the sunlight. This is a glass of wine. Glass of wine, the stars blinking outside, The large window, a sentence half heard, followed by laughter. In the depth of the pocket, the fingers fumble, trying to find a poem. Thank you very much.
Very,
So
very
nice,
lovely.
Beautiful.
Seb. You
Very
are able
nice.
to put such deep thoughts and
In
In
such
just a
few
few
words.
words. Yeah,
In
just
Yeah,
a
just a
few
few
short
words.
words.
the
to the point.
that's
Exactly.
the beauty.
They are so
Yeah,
laconic, his poems, and so profound.
very
Yeah.
profound. And as he's talking, I have a window right next to me, so I'm looking at the sky now.
The incredible power of poetry.
This is the power of
This is
poetry. Well
power
said, my
poetry,
friend.
yes.
Well said.
Thank you very much.
And now may I invite my dear Nivi to render her second poem. And as usual, Nivi comes up with very interesting themes. And her theme today is your legacy. So, what's your legacy, Nivi?
Yes. A very short story behind this. I think the year my son turned 18, it's now 3 years ago, that is the time I wrote this poem for him. Your legacy. Your inheritance, your legacy is the unseen too. We hand over a part of our lives to you. It would be the many moments of joy and togetherness. The realization that love matters the most for our happiness. The acceptance of everyone's flaws, doing more, expecting less. There is a vast ocean to make a choice. To choose if you want to run a race or enjoy each breath and be the ace. What you do achieve is yours, but pride definitely is ours. There shall be encounters unpalatable, which will test your temperance. In those moments of turmoil, you shall hold on to your forbearance. Be grateful for the gift of life. Rest is God's grace and your willingness to fall or rise. So I
That's
would
very
rather do it.
important. Your willingness
So,
to
yes,
fall or rise.
Very nice.
That's
Very
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 nice.
nice
important.
words that every youth
I
needs
think in
to
this, yeah,
learn.
yeah, please
Yeah.
go on. Yeah,
I'm done. I just wanted to
yeah.
say that I think I dedicate this to all the
Anushka was
parents.
saying something, so first
Anushika,
let
please
her
go ahead.
speak.
Let me say
I
something.
was saying that
Please
the
go ahead.
poem of Nivedita is the advice that the youth needs to get. Most of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
Precious
going to
words.
say,
I believe.
yeah, in this
Yeah.
materialistic world, I think
Yeah.
people run after money, but this is the actual legacy that one should value, and this is such a beautiful advice to a young teenager.
Thank
Lovely.
you. Thank you so much,
This is the
friend.
real legacy we should look for.
Actually. And it just flew from my heart. So of course, you as a poet, you all understand that. Uh,
Yeah.
Guys and dolls, I will just take a few minutes to just say with something that I missed as a moderator here, and I deep apologies to all the viewers who have been sending such lovely, encouraging messages. That thank you so much for all the viewers. They were from our LWG group, which we call the Literary Warriors group, and all your friends and family who joined. Uh, Thanks a lot from the deepest corner of five beautiful hearts beating here. That coming and supporting us, encouraging us, and listening patiently to each and every recital here. Neelam, would you like to say something at this moment? Because you have been reading all the messages very meticulously here.
Mm,
See, there have been so many people who had joined us. We always had more than 30 viewers at a time. And some people were continuously there right from the beginning, like Prasanna, Anjali Di, and Vaida. So, Nishaji. So, I think today's session was very wonderful. And we had poems on different themes by everybody, which was very vivid, because it was not dull, because sometimes if it is on the same theme it becomes a bit dull also. So it
True.
had a lot of colors in the palette. So I hope the viewers loved the palettes. As we can see from the comment section, it seems so. So all the best to all of us. Let's keep writing, because writing is a journey, and let's meet again sometime soon.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Parting
And it
words?
has been a real pleasure and honor to be with such talented poets. It was really a pleasure.
The same. The same.
And thanks, viewers, for your lovely comments, which I will read later on, because they were
Sure.
not appearing on my screen. So I will read them later on and respond to them.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone.
I would request all the poets participating today to go and check Neelam's page on this particular link and do give a personal thank you to each one of those viewers. So with this, we shall be saying a tata bye-bye with an advice to say, please mask up, stay safe, keep praying, keep spreading love. Thank you, dear friends. It was a
Bye.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.